Right now, I'm still coming off the hype of the recent episode of JJK Season 2, Episode 13, with Yuji vs. Choso. When I tell you that was one of the best anime fights I've seen in a long time, it might be one of my favorites of all time. If you haven't watched it for some odd reason, please go do that. But onto this chapter right now, chapter 239. We got honestly nothing from what we thought was gonna happen from the last chapter. No Sukuna, no Yuji, no Higuruma. Nope. We went a little bit back in time with Kenjaku when he said he was going to basically take care of everybody else that was left over in the colonies. We got dropped off there, and it looks like we're going to get the most unexpected, unpredictable, nobody saw this coming fight yet in the series. We got a quick little, I guess we'll say fodder beat down this chapter. This girl doesn't have a name. Apparently she's a princess, but honestly, I'm just gonna call her the golf chick. She pretty much is coming to realization that, yeah, you're not all that, going to benefit from the culling games compared to a lot of the other reincarnated sorcerers. And pretty much going over how they were cursed objects and how they made this deal with Kenjaku, which made a deal with the devil. And you shouldn't be surprised that you didn't get what you wanted. Especially since she's realizing that the new rule changes from other groups are kind of conflicting with the game in itself in a way. And her purpose here is pretty much non-existent. But she did run into Kenjaku, who is chilling up in a tree, and it looks like he trapped her with, I'm assuming, like a jellyfish type of shikigami, some type of sea cursed spirit. And he's pretty much telling her that you lack flavor, you're not interesting, you're just insignificant. He is suffocating her with this as if it's a water bubble. Kind of reminded me of like Ukitake from Naruto with his bubble jutsu. But she does apparently have a curse technique that launches, I guess, needles or some type of horn out of her hair, which doesn't do anything, of course. And he suffocates her with this cursed spirit and ends her. He flicks the spirit, and then she's pretty much done for. It looks like he probably cut off her breathing and she's dead. We do get a cool fact with Kenjaku though, that his ability to even really understand what is going on and how he knows everything of what's taking place is simply because he has cursed spirits that are like surveillance cameras for him. And these are extremely useful because even with people like Maki, who have no cursed energy, even though he wouldn't be able to detect her through the barrier or from the culling game itself, from the Kogane, his cursed spirits could look at her and he would know that's how Maki got a little different. That's how she's improved. Plus, he probably already knew from when he went to the Zenin clan. He might have found something out that has to what took place in the massacre. And Kenjaku kind of starts to ramble about him not having any friends because he's been living for so long, and eventually they just grow old and die. Now we do get a character, Hazanoki, pulling up. Never would have expected to see him even in this final saga, to be honest, but he's here. And he and Kenjaku kind of have like a little funny back and forth about friends, and Kenjaku has a requirement for being your friend, and you have to be not boring, and you have to be equal with him. And then this might be why him and Sukuna are kind of friends, although honestly Kenjaku doesn't really have anybody. And Hazanoki just lets him know off rip, like, bro, I'm not trying to be your friend. You know why I'm here. Now we do get a panel of Kenjaku opening his phone, and he sees Sukuna cutting Gojo in half, literally the same panel that we got after the fight, and that's pretty sick. And this lets us know that this is taking place directly after this fight. Hazanoki's pretty upset that, he kind of wanted some backup to deal with this, but Kenjaku, who's laying on his back chilling, is like, let him know you might want to give up on that idea. You do not want this smoke. Now, he is also stating with his surveillance camera, cursed spirits, he's also keeping an account of how much cursed energy is afloat in Shinjuku with this cursed energy aggregate plan he has, making sure he keeps a total amount of how much he has. Even Yuta, who he does say is number 2. I guess this is what people were kind of up in arms about, that Yuta's being number 2. This should be common knowledge. I mean, after Gojo, he is our best bet. I am an Hikari fan. I'm a stan, but I don't care or need to see Hikari be number 2. I just think he's cool. And I do like that he's at least accounting for Yuta and Maki being threats. He's not completely just oblivious to how strong they are and kind of overestimating himself, which shows just the difference in Sukuna and Kenjaku, even in approach as villains. And now Kenjaku's done talking. He wants to get rid of Hazanoki, launching a bunch of cursed spirits at Hazanoki. It always just marvels me is like how much freaking cursed spirits Kenjaku has. Hazanoki with a 2 blows up the cursed spirits that charged at him, and he's trying to make a way, trying to get away from this force, but he's getting chased by cursed spirits by Kenjaku, and he does get caught in one of the more intricate ways that Kenjaku has caught someone. He's got these, I'm assuming, low-level cursed spirits pretty much draining him of his blood and curse technique from the neck, because that is where his reverse curse energy is mainly going to be kind of a funnel for, considering Hazanoki is very, very reliant on his RCT. Now he does give Hazanoki some props that, you know, you got some tricks up your sleeve, not bad. Now Kenjaku does reinstate what his plan is from this whole thing of the Kaisen games. Hazanoki, of course, he doesn't know, but it's almost also like a reminder to the readers as to what Kenjaku is planning. We know he's trying to assimilate all of the Japanese people into the higher life form that is Tengen, and pretty much bring all the curse energy into one being and seeing what he can create. We kind of get an idea as to what that could be with the huge monster looking cursed spirit that was revealed in chapter 202, but this is still only a hypothesis as to what Kenjaku thinks it is. And why is he so interested in this? It's simply because he wants to see if it's possible. It is an imaginative thing that no one has seen before. Don't you want to see something that's never been done before? If something is interesting in your imagination, when you wanted to make sure it is something that's just as interesting in real life, Kenjaku, like any mad scientist or just any creator, if there's a possibility of something that's never been done before and you can actually do it and see it with your own eyes, why not try to go for it? Isn't that what it means to be alive? One interesting quote from Kenjaku that he's stating this as if in his prior life or in his other bodies or what he's seen, he's just been bored, which has been a really common trait from Kenjaku, is that he just doesn't want to be bored by things, as if he's seen everything and it almost sucks to see the outcome when he already knows what's going to happen, which really continues to lead me to believe Kenjaku's ending as a character is just going to be something none of us are really thinking about. But we got the boy, the jokester, Takaba, the number one comedian, pulling up, singing a song. I don't know what, it might be a Japanese reference, but singing about how he's come to Hakodate, although they're in Iwate. And Kenjaku immediately just throws his curse spirits at him. It looks like the centipede curse spirit that he used against Yuji and Choso. I could be wrong, it's really hard to tell. But he's really just like, why is this guy here? He doesn't see Meme's crows. He doesn't see anything that's leery of maybe a wee coming in and helping. He's just like, why is this guy by himself? And he knows that he's a sorcerer that was spotted with them. He launched the cursed spirits at him and he just walks away thinking it's over. Now he does in one of these panels say the only one that's really interested in him right now out of the new people that he's brought to the Kaisen games is Higuruma, because he has a lot of potential. But little does he know, when he turns around, Takaba take no damage and he's just looking at him like, what's wrong with you? You need to be thrown in jail. What are you trying to do? Kill me? And we get this funny reaction of Kenjaku as if he's in like a comedy manga, like a gag manga, just bewildered as to what the hell is going on. He doesn't know what's happening, but he's never felt this before. It wasn't that his attack didn't work, but it was feeling like it was forced into not working. And Takaba says to Kenjaku that the best thing in the world is when the side character steals the show in the story. When I tell you I have no expectation as to what the hell is going to possibly happen, I honestly don't know. It's one of the most unexpected fights to even be thought of, and it's actually going to happen. The mad genius, the smartest character in the series, arguably top 2, is going to be taking on the dumbest, the most comedic relief character in the series that has a curse technique that it's kind of hacks, but he doesn't even know what his curse technique is, so that might actually play a part in making it good. We're really about to see probably Takaba's last fight, and the comedian thing is really going to be pushed as he's going to be hit by multiple curse spirits, maybe the gravity. I'm really interested to see what Gege is going to cook with this, because even thematically, you wouldn't think this makes sense, but the fact that Kenjaku kept referencing boring, something that he's never seen before, and then here comes Takaba with a curse technique we've never seen before. It's apparently even effective against Gojo's Limitless. We're in for probably one of the most out-of-pocket fights. This is literally a battle between two jokers, and I'm pretty interested and excited to see. Also, just my only prediction is that I have a feeling that for some reason someone is going to show up either after or during this fight to help. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed. Of course, got a ton of JK content on the channel. Check out my Yuji versus Choso video breaking down the fight and why it's one of my favorite fights in the series at the top right. I'll holler at y'all in the next one. Peace.
Why